Well, obviously, all of this rain and snow has been a blessing as well as a curse. Roofs caving in Mammoth Lakes, among many other dangerous situations. And now, the Blake Jones Trout Derby has been canceled for this year. Now, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media late Monday night into Tuesday morning, noting that anglers from far and wide will have to wait for 2018 to celebrate the iconic Blake Jones Fishing Derby's 50th anniversary. Bishop Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau, the lead organization for the Derby, made that grim announcement at Monday night's Bishop City Council meeting. Said Bishop Chamber Executive Director Tawny Thompson, it's a safety issue. Now, the safety issue stems from the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power's plans to send mass quantities of water through the system this month, making room for Crowley Lake for the onslaught expected with the spring thaw. The department issued a press release earlier on Monday, also announcing that the Derby would move to a well and quickly stocked Mill Pond recreation area. However, Tawny Thompson at Monday's Bishop City Council meeting explained that Mill Pond won't be open to anything but warm water fishing by the March 11th Derby date. Efforts were made to see if some sort of variance to the state Department of Fish and Wildlife regulation could be accomplished. Bishop City Council Chair Joe Pexi said the regulations are set by the Fish and Wildlife Commission and there simply wasn't enough time. Now, at the end of her monthly report to the council, Tawny Thompson said the chamber met with LADWP staff last Friday, and she said the department rescinded our letter of permission. They offered to help financially with the stocking at Mill Pond, end quote, but the change of location at the last minute quashed that hope. Now, Thompson said, hey, we're not mad at anybody, but unless there's an 11th hour miracle, the Derby is canceled. Now, she also said, we don't take this lightly. The Blake Jones Derby brings in approximately $400,000 to the community. Tawny Thompson said, we're already trying to figure something out for the fall, maybe to help make up for the economic impact on the community. Now, while the time is too short to save or relocate the Derby, there was enough time to notify all the folks who had pre-registered. Tawny Thompson said, we need to stress that the Pleasant Valley Reservoir and Owens River aren't closed to fishing. It's just a safety issue. Again, we thank Deb Murphy for that report. And again, the LADWP press release came out earlier Monday. Deb filed that story after the Bishop City Council meeting on Monday night. Now, the LADWP press release said that beginning this month, continuing through the fall, LADWP advises that water flows will be increased throughout the Owens River Gorge and along the upper Owens River. Press release notes that due to the unusually heavy snowpack, we'll have more on that snowpack. A snow survey was done today, and runoff levels this year, LADWP must make room in Long Valley Reservoir, that's also known as Crowley Lake, to avoid spilling over the Long Valley Dam. Now, in order to free up this space, the LADWP will be releasing water south of Crowley Lake, causing above average water flows throughout the Owens River Gorge and within Owens River south of the Pleasant Valley Reservoir to Tinnemaha Reservoir. Now, that press release from LADWP says that these increased flows will result in extremely high water levels and cause strong currents in the Owens River south of Pleasant Valley Reservoir as well as in the Owens River Gorge. The swift current poses a safety hazard to the public. Now, these heavy water flows may cause some areas of the gorge to be inaccessible and unsafe for the public. Signage will be posted at all gorge access points notifying the public of the safety risk. Now, that press release says further, LADWP urges the public to exercise caution when recreating near any body of water in Inyo County, as water levels will be much higher than in the past several years and will be flowing at a much higher velocity. Now, that press release then went on to talk about the Blake Jones Trout Derby being moved to Mill Pond, but again, then came the grim news at Monday's Bishop City Council meeting. Now, said LADWP Los Angeles Aqueduct Manager James Giannotta, quote, public safety is our top priority. We urge all members of the public to exercise extreme caution when recreating near water and will work with local organizations where possible to help further ensure the safety of residents and visitors, end quote. Now, on Tuesday of this week, the Bishop Chamber sent out a press release saying the unique set of circumstances beyond the Chamber's control led to the decision to cancel the Blake Jones. Now, on Friday, February 24th, the press release notes LADWP rescinded its permission to hold the event at Pleasant Valley due to the strong public safety concerns. Strong winter storms have caused extremely high water level in the reservoir and dangerously high water flows in the Owens River. Press release says the Bishop Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau immediately began working with LADWP in Yoke County, as well as the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, seeking other options. Again, Mill Pond was suggested as a safe alternative. However, on Monday, California Department of Fish and Wildlife informed the Bishop Chamber that Mill Pond is not a viable location. Press release notes that according to DFW regulations, Mill Pond not open to trout fishing at this time of year. Now, Tawny Thompson said since LADWP issued the public safety warning for the PBR and Owens River and no safe alternative is available, the Chamber's executive committee has no choice but to cancel the event for this year, end quote. Now, that press release went on to say this is not a decision taken lightly. The Chamber has been making plans for many months and invested several $1,000s in advertising and prizes. They understand that many participants look forward to this event every year and will be disappointed by the cancellation. The Chamber understands the financial impact to the local economy. However, public safety must be the highest priority. And again, the 2017 event was the 50th annual Blake Jones Trout Derby. Bishop Chamber had many new and fun activities planned to celebrate the milestone. Now, said April Leeson, Chamber event coordinator, she said, we've decided not to view this as a total cancellation. We will still have the 50th anniversary. It will just be in 2018. You can see those full press releases on our website, sierrawave.net. Now, there is some good news for anglers. The Lone Pine Early Opener Trout Derby set for this Saturday, March 4th at Diaz Lake. Sign-ups start at 6:30. They're going to have breakfast burritos. You can register until noon. Fish all the streams between Tuttle Creek and Independence Creek. And a little press release notes, hey, bring the kids. It's all about the kids, and Lone Pine will welcome y'all. Gardner's True Value and Lone Pine Rocks and Gifts, hey, they're sponsoring an $800 blind bogey. If you would like more information, anything to do with the Lone Pine Early Opener Trout Derby, urge you to call the Lone Pine Chamber of Commerce at 760-876-4444. Now, after the Lone Pine Early Opener Trout Derby this Saturday, you can head by the Lone Pine Lions Club. They're going to be having a fundraising tri-tip dinner. That's going to start at 4 in the afternoon, go until 6:30. Lone Pine Lions Club Clubhouse next to the VFW Hall behind McDonald's Main Street, Lone Pine. Good food for a good cause. Lone Pine Lions Club helping out the community. Getting some information from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife that last Friday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a hunter who had been hunting near the north shore of Mono Lake for coyotes had a mountain lion encounter. That press release from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife said the hunter was wearing camouflage clothing, lying on his stomach on top of a small knoll, blowing on a distressed rabbit call when he heard a noise behind him. As the hunter looked over his shoulder, he saw a mountain lion had jumped in the air and was coming toward his head. Now, the press release states that while lying on the ground, the hunter threw up his arms to protect his head. Lion landed on the hunter's head, sprang free, and ran toward the north. Now, the press release says the hunter, being in fear for his life, fired 2 shots, striking the lion, returned to his vehicle, and notified Department of Fish and Wildlife officers. The hunter sustained a minor injury to the back left side of his head that did not break skin. However, the hunter sought medical treatment from Mammoth Lakes Hospital and initiated the rabies shot series. Evidence from the scene was collected and sent to the DFW's Wildlife Investigations Lab in Sacramento. Lion will be tested for many things, including rabies. Now, an analysis of the tracks found at the scene, according to the press release, left a very clear picture of the event, how it unfolded. It appeared the lion was responding to the distressed rabbit call, and the encounter resulted in the hunter possibly being mistaken for prey by that mountain lion. Press release says, given the circumstances, the lion likely mistook the hunter for an injured rabbit, and given the suddenness of the attack, the hunter responded in fear for his life. The department will not be filing any charges for the take of that mountain lion. Well, this morning, the Inyo County Sheriff's Office was notified of an injured fall victim. Now, according to the reporting party, a group of 6 set out this Wednesday morning at 4:15 to hike Mount Williamson, that's southwest of Independence, and then ski down. At about 6:30 a.m., one of the party, a 37-year-old man from Gardnerville, slipped and fell approximately 100 feet. Fall victim sustained an injury to his right knee. Press release notes that due to the steep terrain, CHP H-80, the helicopter out of Apple Valley, was requested to assist. Now, the fall victim was hoisted nearly 100 feet, transferred to Southern Inyo Hospital in Lone Pine for treatment. Inyo County Sheriff's Office notes a big thank you goes out to CHP Inland Division Air Operations for their quick response. And a tragic scene in Bishop. Press release from the Bishop Police Department states that on Sunday, February 26, just after 8 a.m., Bishop Police Department received a 911 call from a business located 1100 block of North Main Street, reporting a female inside a vehicle who appeared to be in distress. Now, units from the Bishop Police Department, the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, as well as Simon's Ambulance Services arrived, and a short time later, life-saving measures were initiated. The female, the press release notes, a 38-year-old and new to the Bishop area, was transported to Northern Inyo Hospital, where she was pronounced deceased. No evidence of foul play, but rather a suicide, according to that press release. And the Bishop Police Department investigation continuing. Anyone with any information encouraged to call BPD at 760-873-5866. We'll be back with more news.